Hello, very good evening to ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Welcome to the Friday night show of Cafe Clairvoyance. And I hope you had a lovely day. It has been lovely today, wherever you are. And we wish you a fine weekend ahead of you. But before that, we'd like to entertain you with the Cafe Clairvoyance Friday night spiritual show and get you guys in the right mood. Beforehand, though, let's do a little bit of this. You lovely people out there, I hope you're well and I'm all ready for the weekend. We stepped a little bit closer and closer towards Christmas, and I hope you get you in that slightly festive mood. And so tonight what we're doing, we get you in the spirit of things. As we draw a bit closer, we want to get all the energies out there, telling you guys what it's going to be like, energy wise, and also how we can help you. Now, you ask, how can I help you? Well, there is ways of doing this. We could do a little mini reading, perhaps. We could talk about things you wish us to talk about. So if you got something there that's on your mind, maybe you don't want a reading, but you think, hey, what do you think of this energy? Or what do you think of this planetary activity? Or what do you think of such and such? Let us know. We'll be happy to discuss this. But in the meantime, though, let's get on with the show and tell you what's going on. Now, what we'd like you to do, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on in your world around you, we'd like you to do this. That's right, you haven't seen our three dragons for a while, have you? And perhaps you guys out there know some dragons too. However, we don't need to go into that right now, though, do we? No. So, what I was going to say to you guys here, what I'd like you to do is just share the show out there, please. If you could, we'll be happy, grateful. It's down the right-hand side, in case you don't know where it is. On your Facebook page there, it says share. So if you share this out, it means it goes out live on your social media and lets people know that we're live. So it extends our reach out to others. And we ask that because this is why this show is free. So that's just a little question there, a little bit of stuff here to say here. Please, can you do this? That would be great. In fact, okay, Debs is on the mulled wine already. And you could tell this because she said it's shaded. Great, fantastic, fantastic. Well done, Debs. How that is, I don't know how you shaped this. I don't know. It's always got to be careful the language I use here, dear oh dear, because it could come across as something else. You know how it is. You know what it's like. Anyway, so here we are. We're live tonight for you guys, and we want to wish you guys a tremendously fantastic evening. And as we're doing this as well, what we'd like you guys to do is just enjoy yourselves. Write in a question, things you want us to discuss. But very shortly though, I am going to be joining us tonight here will be the fabulous Taryn Sambrook. And okay, this is at Packy. Very good evening, afternoon, wherever it is for you. Yes, Debs is now sobered up very quickly. She's just said shared. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Debs. Hilarious. We need a bit of humour like this on a Friday night. And it's often those little bits we do on a spur of the moment, which are probably the funniest. So there we go. Great. Now, what I'd like you guys also just to note as well, as we go through the show here, is just let people know about this. That would be fabulous. Thank you. So, after all that, how are you? Good. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, really? Wow. Okay, well, we better get someone on to discuss this with us as well. No, they're shocking stories. Okay, let's get... Without further ado, let's go and see if Taryn's out there, because I know she's in her festive spirit. At least she looks slightly colourful like that. Anyway, let's have a look here. Oh, there she is. Let's get her on the show straight away. Okay, right. Good evening, Taz. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, very well indeed. You got your starry mug, I see. Very nice indeed. Yes. Well, there you go. All getting all festive here. So we're down here in Spain. It's slowly getting festive. And how's it up there with you guys? Is it getting festive up there?
Yeah, it's um it's quite festive. Yeah, I think a lot of people started putting their decks out at the end of November. I'm doing mine on Saturday so that both the children can do it with me, the tree and everything. But yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
fantastic,
Bit
fantastic.
cold, but
Yes, yes.
yeah.
It's no matter how old we get here. I mean, Christmas. I know it's always about kiddies and things like this, but when you bring out those mince pies, it's like, oh yum, and then you get those other little nibbles as well, and Christmas cake. Oh yum! It gets worse. It's you spend Christmas eating stupid the rest of the year. Um, Try to be healthy.
Yeah,
So there you go. You've got the
yeah.
excuse, guys, to eat whatever you like. Now, AD Packy, see, Sarah writes in here, says red colour reading, please. Yes, we need to know what it is you want a reading on. So is it, for example, here, is it to do with home? Is it to do with career? Is it to do whatever here? Because otherwise we go off on spares and tangents reading on an area that you may be right, or maybe an area that you want something else to happen. So please let us know. That would be great. Anyway, as we go through the show here, gives you the opportunity to have a lot of readings. We've got loads of people coming as well. Let's have a look at you guys. Hello, Deanne. She comes in from hello from D in Brooklyn. Yes, Deanne in Brooklyn. Lovely, lovely to see you. And the producer says hello, Taz, and hello, Susanna. Always lovely to have you guys on the
Oh,
show here. Absolutely fabulous. And so, how are you picking up the energy there as well there? And Carmen PR says, hello. Hello, Carmen. Hope you're well. It's lovely to see people coming in from YouTube. So this is the other thing, guys. You can watch this on YouTube as well. And you can also have the option there to comment too. And a good thing about YouTube is a lot of your televisions have got YouTube, which is in the App Store. In which case, if you just tap in Cafe Clairvoyance on YouTube, you get it on your TV. It's big then. You could still respond away and type away because it's all on the internet. So just let you know, guys, know you can do that too. Mm. And right, okay, who else got coming in? And yes, the producer says, remember to press those hearts and share the love. Absolutely, yes. So, energy wise out
gonna.
there, how. Well, I'll talk about
I'm
the energy then.
listening.
I'll talk about it, shall I? Oh, dear, you have to dash
No,
off
no, I'm
quickly.
here. Yeah, sorry.
I
Just
love
got.
doing these shows live because anything can happen. Yes. Good. Okay. Energy wise out there, how have your people been up there? Have they been saying the energy is changing? What's it doing with you guys up there?
Well, I think obviously we went down to just one retrograde, didn't we? Just recently, and I think it sort of calmed things down a little bit. However, now I think that some people start to feel sort of the effects of the energies before others, and we've obviously got a moon wobble on December 7th coming up. So I think a few people have started to perhaps feel a little bit wobbly again. But in general, I think people are really looking at ways to focus and sort. And you've got people who are excited about Christmas, so it's not too bad at the moment.
Okay.
But I'm aware of the moon wobble on the 7th. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Although it's a moon wobble, it's okay. Yes, if you can't listen to your show, I
it's not
watch it on YouTube.
awful.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. I'm just seeing here what Suzanne's saying. Yes, I believe so too. It's not a wobble though, is it? It's
No.
about making those decisions about it. Okay, it's been a year. What am I going to let go of? What am I going to stick with? And what's important to you?
Yeah, but it's all in line with everything we've been talking about, right? From
Mm.
like the last show, we were saying this has been transition since the Lionsgate, and it's been listening to your intuition back in August. It's been growing. It's been emotional, but asking what you need to heal and let go of, going through all the super moons, and then this last partial lunar. It's everything. It's going through, isn't it? And there's lessons being learned. So, like you say, even though it is a wobble, I see it as a good one because they say moon wobbles do bring uncertainty, but it's through trekking through the unknown, isn't it, that we kind of grow.
And
So
you know what? I think the most and it's sometimes funny when we look at it this way. But some of this energy which the moon brings to make us wobble certain areas, they're making us wobble on areas which once upon a time felt sure or certain.
yes,
Yes, so they
because
get, oh, hang on a minute, that's not as strong as I thought it was. It sometimes makes, and initially we want to sort of hold on, say, no,
yeah,
no, no, I can't let go of this. But then a lot of the activity, the energy is saying here, well, actually, there is maybe something you need to let go of in order to go forwards. Yes, now,
massive. So,
yes,
yeah,
interesting.
but then
What?
we got the Pluto, isn't it,
Yes, we got the conjunction coming up on
on
the
the 10th?
20th. Yes, we got the conjunction coming up, which is going to be on the 20th this month. It's actually 22nd of the Saturn Jupiter conjunction. It goes in 00 degrees of Aquarius.
Yeah,
And that's the start of a new era altogether. And it
yeah,
shoots us into this new era of technology, ideas, imagination, expansion. And how I think we're going to now start talking more about what's out there, what really is out there. And we start talking
yeah,
about where have we come from. We're not just humans. And when we map out the mind, it's the mind reflects everything that goes out there in the cosmos. Our mind is a reflection of it. But I think as well, I
mm,
think what people are going to start talking about is the outer planetary systems. And it sounds wacky, but people start to talk about it. It's becoming more normal
yeah.
now that we're now
It
starting to
is.
say we've come from outer planetary systems. We're not just existence of humans originated on this planet. So that really gets people going, oh, this is a nice dinner chat. It goes on probably
Yeah,
rather just thinking until midnight. It probably goes on to about 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and beyond. And beyond.
yeah. I was also talking about on the 10th of December, just after the moon wobble, the Pluto squares Iris, doesn't it? Or
Yes,
Eris, however you like to pronounce it.
Iris. Yes, yes. That's interesting, isn't it? Because the Pluto thing, and the
Mm,
Pluto is about a transition. It's about a change here, and it's
rebirth or death, isn't it?
yes,
Mm.
yes, can be,
Not
can
literally.
yeah,
Stop.
absolutely.
If we start picking, it's like the death card, isn't it? People sometimes see the death card and they panic when they see the word death, you know. But it's very much about endings and beginnings. So I think it's exciting.
I think it is. I think it is. Susanna says, so true, Taz. Wobbles are doubtful and tearful, but they are necessary. Now, just to say to you,
Yeah.
Taz, just say to you, I know we're live, but I can say this to you. On this screen you're looking at, if you look up at the top right on your screen there, you'll see a little chat box.
Ah,
Press that,
okay.
and you get all the feed through of what everybody's saying.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Oh, is
See,
that your
it's the
very
technology.
helpful, amazing? Oh, hello. This is amazing. Yeah, because I was looking off to my iPad so I could see. Because
No, you
that's
don't need to.
brilliant. Thank you very
And they're lovely. So now, guys, we can see everything you're saying. Everybody's coming through, all the little thumbnails and everything, your little chat. So that's wonderful. Yes. Now, but even so,
That's so much easier.
yes, I know. Now you can see so much more. Now, the interesting thing is, I feel my sense is that December is going to be a far better month than what November's been, and may well be some of the other months. I know at the start of the year it was fairly good, wasn't it? Started good. Then all this came on, and yes, so it's now come out for a change, and I do believe 2021 is very very different. Um,
Yeah, massive.
and I think have a lot of your guys up there started to make plans for 2021 in a modern way? Are people talking about how they're going to change?
I think they're starting to, but I think people have still got some work to do. I mean, I find sort of the people I've been talking to, it's been very much like they're still trying to maybe figure out what it is they really want. I think they're still in that process. And the advice I've given people is, well, just really look at what you need to clear to move forward so that you can make room to grow for 2021. And I think that's a really nice way to put it. So I've been sort of saying, well, what do you need to do to draw in those desires and those goals? Perhaps look at ways to clear to move forward, and then start just bullet pointing things on, as I call it, a soul board with my ladies. Um, yeah,
Yes.
and just really driving and being open. It's about being open, clearing and being open, and being fearless, which is what I was saying on the last one. It's, to me, fearless is a really big word for the end of this year. It's about being fearless and not being fearful of the unknown.
Yes, yes, I think that's a big thing, isn't it? It's about being fearless. And I think as well, I think it's a very good point to make that people allowing empty spaces, whatever comes in, to start filling this out. And I think that may be a big, big thing. I think it's a good way of putting it. And one amazing things that I had, what was that?
I'm laughing at Susan. I
Oh my
might have
goodness,
put
right.
this.
I feel that people are on death row. May I have not rephrased properly, but as my dimensional
Yeah,
visitor, I need to let. Okay, I think I know what you mean. It's interesting. Someone was
yeah,
talking to me the other day, and in fact, no, today I was driving along in my car, and they were talking about death. I thought this is a great subject to talk about as we're driving along, thinking, what do they know? They're gonna. I'm driving along. They're talking about death, but what they're saying here is it's death of the old, death of the old, and who we are, what we're moving into, what evolution, which is
yeah.
changing. And these are the
Transition.
crazy conversations, amazing, I
Yeah,
should say, amazing conversations people are now having, coming up to the end of this old era that we're shifting away from, which is centuries old. Our old system is centuries old, living by old systems that go on and on and on and on. And all of a sudden now we start changing. And it's about adjusting to those new patterns we're coming into. Funnily enough, I went to, we hold a thing called cafe networking. So as much as we do clairvoyance, also do cafe networking. And cafe networking is about attracting businesses of all types to come and talk, network, collaborate, and find links to people who've got the same goals. Now, I don't think,
mm,
okay, what's this got to do with clairvoyance? Well, it's interesting because these guys who I never would have thought would say this, and I wasn't judging them at all, just it is amazing to hear them. They stood up and they said, we've got to become more spiritual. And okay, fantastic. Networking, even
yeah,
networking, business networking, people are talking about we've got to become more spiritual. We've got to start listening to ourselves what we really want rather than trying to impress other people or not be ourselves. We're always trying to beat tunes for other people. So I think that's amazing there. Yes, and as the producer puts up, there's this cafe networking group on Facebook. So people are interested in that, they can click on that too. But that was amazing. That was amazing. The shift that people have gone through. And I've been doing networking with businesses for years. But people have always said to, oh yes, I want to, my business is this, and I want to link with that, and we've been selling houses, or we've been building houses, or we've been doing plumbing, or things like this. And people suddenly turn around going, we need to get more spiritual. We need to understand one another, and understand how we can help one another. And it's interesting. And even though they're saying it, I think importantly, it's about helping ourselves, helping other people, but not doing it in the way we're doing it in the past. And it's
yeah.
like, as Deborah's saying here,
I
she's
mean,
saying sharing is caring. And
yeah, I mean,
it is
for
about this, I
me,
think.
you're kind of speaking my language because my main work now is intuitive coaching. And the last 18 months, that's exactly what I've been like. Some of my clients have been with me a while, but I teach them to listen to how they feel. And that's why I always got on
Mm,
about how do you feel? Not what you think, how do you feel? And I've got clients who I do intuitive coaching with for their business. And now they're saying to me, like a year down the line, oh my God, I made a decision completely on how I felt, not up here. And it felt wonderful. And I was using my intuitive skills. And it's about your emotions, it's about how you feel about something, it's being open. And that's like my main passion. That is sort of my main work is intuitive.
yes.
That's sort of what it sort of entangles. And it's funny because it's watching people sort of having that realization. I sort of chuckle because I just think, well, it's nice to see people actually listening and doing it. It's lovely.
I think, and that's a good point to make, because when we start thinking, what we think about is limited because we only think about what we know.
Yeah.
Where
So obviously,
sometimes,
thinking is a skill, but for me, in my workshops, any of my workshops I do, it's the first thing when we're going through things. I'll ask someone a question and we'll do like something, for example, and they'll say something, and I'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And they'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And I'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And they'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And I'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And they'll go, "Oh, I don't know what that means." And I'll go, but that came from there. How do you feel? And
Yes.
sometimes they're like, it's really interesting watching people.
And that is a big thing, is it? Because it is about listening to our bodies, about what we want, and it's not just a heart, is it? It's also our gut. It's how
Yeah,
we feel, and I think that's a big point you're raising there. That as we're going through the last bits this year, guys, is how do you feel? What is it that you
yeah,
feel you need rather than what you think you need? So it,
exactly.
yes,
And what do you feel has been holding you back? You know, that's what I've been saying in like the full moons the last few months is what do you feel you need to clear, declutter from your life? What do you feel has really held you back? Instead of being annoyed or bitter about this year, what do you need to do to change it, to move forward? What do you need to release? What do you feel has really not served you?
yes.
And I think if people started to do that more, they'd be better.
I think so too. I think so too. I think it's a very big point. And yeah, I was talking to a lady today, and she said she went to meditation. She spoke to a very wise guru, a Hindu guru, and he was saying here that in your meditation, what do you experience? And she said, I experience peace. And in that peace, he said, what is it that you let go of? And she said, I just let go of, okay, I let go of fear. He went, okay, fear. So what was fear doing? Fear doing? And it's interesting what we've been doing with these things in our lives and how these things have been restricting us, or we've been living by them without recognizing it was fear or anxiety or rejection. Rejection. These emotions, we've been living our life by this, and it's interesting the relationships that people have now, and how if they're going by feeling rather than thinking, then people start to move on from the old patterns and embrace new ones.
So I know I touched with you because I'd only written it that week. I've created. I'm doing it in January. It's Fear to Love, and it is
Yes,
literally. It was just going through work I've already been doing, but listening and understanding just my own experiences. And I've now got people daily, and maybe it's something people to try here where we're talking about fear, is asking them to in the morning and at night just ask themselves, if I have to describe how I'm feeling
yep,
in one emotion, how am I feeling? And just write it down. Don't overthink it, but you have to feel it. What do I feel? Not, you know, and record it through the week. And it's really interesting to see what emotions are actually going around your body and what you're feeling.
and where they are in your body. When
Yeah,
you sit down and feel it in your
exactly.
body,
This
is
is it.
where
It
is
all
it?
connects. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Mm.
Is that I think it's that big. It's like some people say, okay, when you really think about the emotion you've been feeling, where it is in your body, it could be in your knee, it could be on your shoulder, it could be wherever it is, but it's a reflection of what's in there, is in there, is in
Yeah.
your body somewhere, and it's. I think it's a huge thing. So lovely conversation. Is it nice just to have a Friday evening conversation on how to feel? So
Mm.
you guys out there, have you got any questions that you'd like to ask? Would you like a live mini reading? Would you like to discuss how you guys have been feeling? It's lovely to see different people come in. Priya Lee, she's joined us. I haven't seen you for ages online, so it's lovely to see you. And yes, what have you been? Sorry, yes, guys out there, how have you been feeling? What is it that you would like us to discuss with you if you're happy to discuss about a feeling? Um, oh, crikey, here we go. Right. I love Susanna because when she writes, she writes. In the past, I've allowed people to take my kindness for weakness. Ah, yes. But that was in the past, and I learned by holding people at arm's length. These last 37 months, I've taken time to know and love myself. I'm a different person. The group has contributed to that. So thank you. Well, that's very, very kind of you. That's very nice. Okay, so it's actually about people taking advantage of kindness, thinking that it's a weakness when it's definitely not. I'll just take it down now because it's quite a big spiel. That's a nice one. Um, Have you found, because I think that's one of the things people are scared of, isn't it? That when they start feeling, they become vulnerable.
Yes. Yeah. But I think it's about being in momentum and in rhythm with your own um, energy and being open and feeling. It's a mixture of things. When I do the intuitive work, I say to people, it's about us being in line with ourselves. So we've got to really, really trust ourselves, love ourselves. We have to really understand what our needs are before we can be anything for anyone else. But the problem is the society in the past, which I think is changing going into the new year, is society hasn't allowed us to do that easily.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But that's I agree with you. And one of the things where, because the moment you start going into yourself, you start thinking about feeling, feeling life and caring for yourself. Especially in the past, people would say, "Hey, that's it. You're now being self-centered. You're now,
Uh,
um, that's it. You're detaching from everybody else. You're not caring for everybody else. All you're caring is about you." Well, okay, in a roundabout way, yeah, you're right. Right, but you have to care about yourself in order to care about life and other people. And I
but you're
think that's a big
your
thing.
best. Yeah, you have to be your best for others, and you can't be your best for others if you're not being best for yourself. Oh, there's lovely Lucy. Hello, Lucy.
Hello, Lucy. Hello, hello. She's a lovely lady, Lucy. We, we
She.
we we like you very much. In fact, we think you need a bit of this. There you go, Lucy, just for you. And Debs, you've
Oh,
come through a mini reading as well. And Deanne, you've written as well. Now, this is interesting. We're going to do a little bit of this. We'll be back in 1 second, and then we're going to start with some readings. So we'll be coming forward with this, and let's get on with the show. Good. Okay, so Deanne, you've written in. You said, "Hi, Phil and Taz. A new career and future move is in order, but I'm not feeling any direction to take help. To take any direction to help make that happen." Okay, right. I must be holding on to a lot. Any hints? Okay, alrighty. Let's have a look
star
here.
sign. While you look at it, Phil, can I ask for his star sign while you're
Y-
looking into that?
Yeah, Deanne, what's your star sign, please? It's she.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I can't. For some reason, my screen's a bit blurry, but yet the iPad one's clear as day. It's really odd.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's all right. That's all right.
Deanne. Sorry,
Yeah,
Deanne.
Deanne, yes. It's not David. It's Deanne. She'll be laughing, I think.
I hope so.
Yes, Deanne. What's your star sign, please? Because this is what Taz would like. But as I'm picking up on this here, and as I'm feeling your energy, would you understand here that you're getting a little stronger, and that you are? This is interesting. Would you that you are sensing and responding to the way other people are communicating with you, and would you understand here this is lifting you and giving you more power? And yes, Capricorn, Capricorn. I get a sneaky feeling that you were. And it's interesting here because would you understand here that you're becoming more aware of yourself in a positive way, and this is lifting your energy. Now, as I'm talking here, I have this lovely lady who would like to come through. Lovely, lovely lady, and she's chatty as anything, super friendly, very chatty. She wants to talk about the countryside more. She wants to talk about doing exactly what she wanted to do, not what else what everyone else wanted you to do. And the way she's talking about this here is to say here that she just enjoyed life. She just said here, I didn't care what other people thought. I didn't care what other people said. She just said that this is how she was. And she was quite a small lady, quite thin looking, but quite fair hair. She's coming through for you. And she just says here that she's sending load of love to you as well. And she just gives me a big T to do with her name. You know, like Tracy Tina, something like this, big T. And as I'm picking this energy up as well from her, she's letting me know that it's interesting because she's saying here, in one sense here, what is it you want? What does you want? In fact, I get my guides coming through with this as well, saying, what is it you want? And although you're holding on to a lot to do with the past here, if you let everything go, what is it that you want in your future for yourself? If you were to feel it rather than think it. Because the way I pick up here that a lot of energy is going to start to build around you, Tinny, perhaps my mum. There she goes, Tinny. Yes, Tinny. Okay, so the big T's I pick up, she's come through. Good. Now, she's also saying to me here, she says here, would you, you're going away shortly. You're going away. She told me here you're going away on a journey, and it's like going on a train. And you're going away because you're going away to think about things. It's almost like, although you had the year to think about it, this is thinking differently. So she wants to radiate this energy with you, and it's lovely energy. She wants to say this, and I get a feeling here that you'll be feeling a lot better. And there is a guy who used to either be an employer or an employability agent that you're going to be talking with in the new year, and he's going to be bringing you through a work that I think you'll quite enjoy. And that's interesting. She's still here. I'll be chatting away with those who go through your reading. But let's go and pop down the road. Let's go and pop down the road to the wonderful Taz and see what you'd like to say.
Yeah. So, Deanne. So one thing that is very, very clear, and I'm sure Phil's picked this up because I just picked up with the energy of your mum actually, and I don't always pick that up, is she really wants you to know you are enough. You're good enough. You don't think you're good enough. You've really got to start showing the world the real you, beautiful, because you're not. I think 2020 for you was almost like a year to get right with yourself, and it's sort of like to no longer take your efforts for granted and to release the need to please others. Capricorns sometimes just want to please, don't they, Phil?
Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps sometimes, but they're hard workers, you know. And I think it's been a year of reckoning with perhaps realizations of this, and looking at who actually takes you for granted a little bit. I feel maybe there. You've got a multiple moon card, so if you're weighing something up, what I do want to say to you is focus right now on clearing everything that you need to, and ask yourself why you've got any resistance. I feel like you've got resistance on something because nothing's set in stone. So be open, listen to your emotions, listen and ask yourself, what is it that I need to clear so I can move forward? Because if you do, my lovely, and you concentrate on knowing your worth, and you build your confidence up, because confidence is definitely the key to your success going into the new year with what Phil brought up, it will be a win-win outcome. You've got the full moon in Libra, but it's really important, lovely, that you start really recognizing your priority and needs, because I think 2021 you'll become fearless then. If you can work on this during December, I feel like you'll almost go, well, I've got nothing to lose.
It's very interesting as well, because I think it really is about this. Are the fears that have been coming through, are they generated by something? Are they generated? Have you created them?
Yeah.
Yes,
Like
it's
a
sometimes where it's inside you as well. I understand this. It's interesting, as we've been talking, especially on other shows as well, is where this feeling is inside you. So where this feeling of uncertainty is, at the back, is your tummy, is it your shoulder, wherever it is, and really listening to why we've been feeling like this, or why you've been feeling like this, and then having the ability to be able to say, actually, is it real? Is it real? So are these fears real? Is it just uncertainty?
Yeah.
Is it just things we magnify because we're looking at it that way? But I feel here, Deanne, you've got a very different 2021. And I think you'll be just going, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get out there and let's try and make things work. And I think you will do. You will do. And I think you'll find an amazing job coming in front of you as well. But it comes through. I actually can see the man. A very dark-haired man, very dark-haired, and you know him. That's what I pick up here. It's a darker man that you know, but you've known him from either previous jobs or something. But he's going to make an offer to you, which is for you is going to be, oh, this is fantastic. It's almost like you said to yourself here. Well, I'll put myself into this new frame of feeling rather than thinking, and respond, and the world starts to respond. I think it's going to be very interesting. So fabulous, Dan. I hope you enjoyed that. And yes, got more questions, please let us know. But that was interesting. Mm. Okay, alrighty. Let's go and pop down the road, to the other end of the road. Everything's on the road, down the high street, round the corner, turn left, and we come up to a lovely lady called Debs. Debs, and right, just come back to Jan quick. He says, "Thank you, Taz and Phil. Bravo. Really, it's definitely been a year of
Yeah.
introspection, and realizing things about friendships. Yes,
Yeah, that's what I picked up. That's what I was
yes.
saying. The, really recognizing. Yeah.
And if we recognize that, then you can move into where you want to go to. And it's odd, isn't it? Because sometimes when you're let going of certain friendships that you thought were strong, and perhaps they're not, and then it sometimes makes you feel like, but what, I can't let go because there's nothing else to go forwards. That's a leap of faith. That's a leap of faith, and I think that's a big one there. Zoe Doby says fab. Oh, thank you very much. And did you get my question? No, we didn't get your question. So, Lucy, can you message it in? So, do you answer to that? Right, okay. Debs Harris comes in. She says blue, 2 12 9 64 mini reading, please. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so okay. Let's have a little look at this now. Now, coming into your reading here, and Debs, many reading, please. Many. I just waited to see. Yes, I've got a little bit of energy coming through. Your left ear. Would you understand your left ear isn't quite right? And would you understand here that you've been probably about 3 or 4 days? Would you understand you felt uncertain, almost like life was going a bit higgledy piggledy? It's a very much English word, this. And also with this particular way of being around here, would you understand here? It's you've also had a lot of news around you. I'm picking up here, which it's all been a bit up in the air. But the only thing I think here is, can you? I'm feeling here. I'm feeling here. There's this energy that comes into you, and I'm feeling here is don't take on board so much stuff which isn't necessarily going to happen. So all the fears you think of other people, things around you, whatever this energy is that you're coming into, thinking, oh my goodness, that can happen and that can happen. That one. I don't pick up like that. I don't pick up. It's at least 75% of what you fear, you think is going to happen, won't happen. No. And I get a feeling here that other people around you, no matter what dramas they're going through, everything starts to just calm down. And there's a gentleman here who's just come in, and he's on the father's side of your family. In fact, this is either your father or your father's father. In fact, I get the feeling it's your father. And he was a very stern, very kind of strong man. But he jokes a little bit. So he's always, the first impression is, you don't mess with me, but let's have a glass of wine or something. And so he's quite funny. And he's coming in because he wants to say to you here that he's he's gathering energy around you. He's gathering energy. So it's almost like information, news, good news, things like this coming in for you. And he just gets a bit crackly with this. He says, don't think so. Sometimes where everything is spread out and wide and it's like, where am I going? What am I doing? It's like this energy starts to come in and starts to focus on you. Okay. How's that? So, and he wants to say to me, he's sending out loads of love to you, and he just wants to say here, he loved airplanes or something. I think he wants to fly them, but he couldn't, and for some particular reason here. So, anyway, that's what I pick up here. But he's still here. I'll be chatting away with him. Yes, he's right by here. Oh, tell you what, his energy is very hot, very hot. But yeah, so I'll pick up so far. Taz, let's go down to you, and then come back and see what else there is to do. That's things that make you go mince pie.
So, Debs, would you relate to the fact that I feel like for you, 2020 at times has been it's been a bit of a lesson. You've been sort of stretched in the sense that it's been about having to teach you about budgets or time restrictions or having to go farther with very little. It's almost been like a bit of you've had to go further with less. You've had to be like almost challenged, and you've had to really work hard and sort of challenged in certain ways. what I feel with you is 2021 is going to be a real pull to focus on your ideas and your desires and your dreams and your plans, but also how to get them across. It's all about how you express this, how you put that out there. And it's quite interesting because I felt that before I pulled your cards, and then your cards have just pretty much confirmed everything I felt, because it says it is actually time to start taking action on this and looking into the new year for you. But you've got the fixed moon. It's very important, Debs, to hold your vision. But you need to start getting that momentum now. You need to take the valuable lessons you've learned, and even though they've been hard this year, show them gratitude. Let them go, show them gratitude, because they've taught you true value. And they've also shown you these lessons, how actually capable and strong you are. But you need to focus on gaining your momentum for the new year. But any plans you have, you need to have a practical plan. You've got the new moon in Taurus. If you can do that, hold your vision, build that momentum, I think you could expect a nice, powerful change. You've got the new moon in eclipse. There you go, lovely.
I also get a feeling here too, but it's energy like stirring around you, like it's you're coming to be stronger. And the interesting thing here, Debs, that I would say to you is, although the energy is getting stronger, would you understand you're getting stronger? And I get more respect. I get more feeling here. People are going to say, you're right, you're right, you're right. And
Yep.
people are going to be responding to you more positively than what done before. And this brings a whole new field of balance
Yeah.
around you, a whole new field of happiness. And I think that's going to be building around you. So fantastic. And that's fantastic. Yes. What a lovely evening. What a nice calm energy it is at the moment, isn't it? Just float along this evening doing readings and chatting away with everybody with my good buddy Taz. Yes. Anyway, right. Okay. Let's go and pop down the road now. Links. Lucy. Right. Lucy says that she wrote in, but we didn't get a message, so I do apologise about that. Anyway, Shane, can I have it in? Can I have? Okay, this is just a small question here. Just a little small question altogether. And this says, "Oh, that's a shame. Can I have indigo blue? And what does 2021 have in store for me?" Just a little question, eh? Only what's going on throughout the whole year, not just what's next week going to hold. It's the whole year. Wow. Okay, right. Now let's get into this. I've got a terrific lady here who just steps in. In fact, I've got two ladies here. No, three ladies here step in. And I'm going to say one is mother, one is grandmother. And would you understand, if you'd understand this, either a child that passed, possibly connected to your mother, child that passed connected to your mother, could even mean, yes. And I've got three energies here, three entities. And one of the things they're saying to me here is, would you understand about moving? Would you understand about, this is interesting, this is really interesting. Would you understand here a feeling like you're being pushed? And although you want to turn around and say, yeah, but what about back there? What about the past? But you're being pushed. Yeah, but I want to go and, no, you're being pushed. So it's interesting. The energy that you're coming into now is an energy which is pushing you forwards. And they're telling me here that, yes, there's going to be a move. Yes, your life's going to change. Yes, you're going to get stronger and happier. But the future is nowhere near like the past. And it's interesting. Where in the past here you're thinking, oh, I've got to give up this, or I've got to stop that, or move away from this person, that person. In the past you're thinking, oh, God, it's going to worry me. No, in the future you're just going to go, oh, well, it's for the right reason. And you'll be right, it's for the right reason. And it's interesting what I say about 2021, but get in the mindset of this. Prepare yourself, get in the mindset of flow. Let 2021 flow with you. If you keep going, okay, look, I just want to stop here and just check back there. You're not in the flow. You're stopping the flow. Go with the flow. That's where it's going to really pop up with you. Deborah says, please check out Catholic Clairvoyance page and join the Catholic Clairvoyance group. Yes, because they do that. It's great. Also, please, guys, please share the show. Share the show on your share button down there on the side of the page there. That's great. And good. So let's come back to let's go back to you. What does 2021 hold for Lucy there?
So obviously I know Lucy a little bit because she's in my lunar living. So we do the moon workshops. But Lucy, obviously with you at the moment, I feel here your third eye is quite blocked at the moment. You've got a lot of overthinking. This is linked to healing. I'm sure Phil can pick that up. It's healing. It's timings. It's endings. It's beginnings. It's moving forward and finding your way. Beautiful. And you've actually coped really, really well. I just think that you don't give yourself enough recognition of how well you're coping lately. So it's all about, yes, oh, there you go, first card, Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. It's about having faith in yourself, lovely. This is something that's really important for you. Have faith in yourself and your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Very much time about balancing spirituality and practicality because you've got the full moon in Pisces. You've got to keep going with that. You've got the multiple moon. You know, nothing is set in stone. You're finding your way. You're finding your rhythm, your momentum, and like Phil said, your flow. And I think through this journey, it's just for you, lovely. Adjustments are required in the form of your self-care. Keep committing to yourself. Keep being open. And for you, it is about being fearless because you're trying to go through sort of a new journey in a different way, is what I want to say to you.
Okay.
But with 2021, I see it really positive. I think it's going to be a real light bulb moment for you. I think you're going to really grow in your own intuitive sort of side, your spirituality. I think you're going to become a lot wiser. You're going to start looking a bit deeper about what you really want. And I think you're going to really appreciate the actual value of things around you and just declutter and keep really nice, positive people around you. Beautiful.
That's fabulous, fabulous. And Cheryl Portuguese says, "Love to you, Lucy." So that's lovely there. Also, just before we move on there, Zoe, you said here, Gemini mini reading on what? Is there a particular area you'd like us to mini read on? And Katie, Val Wardle says, "Hello all, hello, and a very, very good evening to you." Dennis Harris says, "Thank you. Yes, I'm loads stronger." And Victoria Whitehead says, "Hello." And Lucy Hinks, and to you too. Yes, there is time. If you could write, I love, like a love mini reading. Actually, yes, we can come back to you. Zoe, just get the information in there as quick as you can, and then we can do the review. In the meantime, though, Victoria, let's have a look here. If there's time, like a love reading, please colour. Right, and come back to your numerology in just and work on this in just a moment. Love, Victoria. Now, it's going to be interesting here because I don't know if you work in education or had anything to do with it, but there is going to be something to do with teaching or learning around you. And this is going to be coming up, especially through next year. And it's interesting here because I see somewhere that's very old. It's almost like old colleges, old universities. You go to Oxford or something like this. It's very oldie woldy. It's beautiful. And but I see a place which is like this. And when you're talking about love, it's a fascinating energy this here because I think here what is, if I was to look at a word that would, or a verb that would describe your love life through the early part of 2021, it would be curiosity. You're curious. Now, okay, so some people are thinking, oh my God, when you're curious, all sorts can happen. But no, I'm not. What I'm saying here is you're going to meet loads of people. You're going, oh, this is interesting. I'm curious. And I just feel this energy and this curiosity because you're meeting different people. But one of the things I really pick up that you're going to see and experience is someone who's involved in education. And a very nice man who's just going to want to chat and chat and chat and chat and chat. And you start chatting and chatting and think, oh, I'm curious about this. What's going on? What's happening? Well, Victoria, I would say here just to go ahead with this, and that would be magic because I think here then you'll be on your way. And if I looked at where that sort of time is coming through, I would say now, interestingly, here I see your date of birth there. I get the feeling it won't be far off that. Do you know what? 4th of February 1981, that was very close. I think 10 days later, I was 17 years old and I joined the Navy. There you go. There's just saw that date there. I thought, so just as I was joining the Navy, going on the seven seas, you just popped into the world. So interesting. Anyway, good. Taz, what would you like to say?
Yeah, we do understand that perhaps 2020 for you, I think, has been a real deep dive. It's been one of real mixed emotions, almost like a sort of psychological underbelly. It's been like of the past, and I feel like almost any sort of sorrows or sort of a possible kind of future without someone, you've been calculating things and looking at things, and it's really important that you now know that basically just because you feel it doesn't mean you have to carry it forward. So that's really important for you to release and clear these things, because what isn't yours should be left at the door before you go into 2021. That's quite important, I feel, as much as possible. I think also as you sort of begin one of the most sort of potential cycles of your life, I feel, with this, I think it's going to be a real significant year for her, Phil. I think 2021 is almost going to be one of the most sort of, really potent years for her. And I know they're saying that a lot with Aquarians.
Yes, they've got a lot of
yeah,
energy coming into their
yeah,
lives.
yes. And I do believe in the sort of, with this new start, it's almost going to be like, you're really going to take the value of the lessons you've learned from 2020, and you're just going to evolve and shift into a new perspective. Let's have a look at these cards. Yeah. So adjustments are required. So make sure you release, clear, declutter before going into 2021. Mustn't take anything forward that's not for you. Bring love into the situation. Really start to focus on you. Phil, did they mention, let me have a look here. You did mention about, was there love as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
love.
What I would say to this, I don't know if Phil feels this, I really felt this before, and now that I've seen this card, I know it even more, because you've got the new moon in Aquarius. That's about bringing love into the situation. What I want to say to you, and maybe Phil, see what he thinks, but I feel like before you can allow love to come into the situation through another person, I want to say to you, this is about you really finding your feet and your foundations in 2021, really finding you, because you're going to shift and change, and by doing this and bringing love to yourself first, okay, build your confidence up a bit, really know what you want, and then love will naturally just flow in at the right time. It's all about timing, I think, for you, because yes, you've got, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Saggy, and you've got a win-win outcome. You've got the full moon in Libra, but I think it's really important to look at the bigger picture, not overthink it. And communication is key going into 2021 for you.
Definitely is. Your numerology for next year is a number 2, well, a 202. The 2 is about balanced relationships, and 0 is about karma. What do you want to put into this? And it's be a fascinating year for you. Curiosity is good, and I think here you'll have a very interesting time. And I think the chap you're going to meet, although could be an educator himself here, whether you're educated yourself or not, I think that he's intrigued by you, and in some respects, I think you challenge his thinking. Good on you. Good on you. Fantastic. Okay, let's go and nip along the road to Debbie. So Zoe Doby. Yes. Lovely to read for you. And right. Okay. So your reading here is you're a Gemini. Fabulous little Gemini. And your reading here is about where you're going in your life in front of you. So let's have a look here. I get a sense here around work, especially as we look at. In fact, yes, there you are, Zoe. Yes, your energy is going to be very interesting, actually, because I pick up here that next year is going to be an important year for you. And if I was to look at work, in fact, as I'm looking here, I hear a gentleman whose name begins with P, like Patrick. Patrick, and I feel this energy of this chap who's coming through and talking to me. And he's saying to me, he was a very intelligent man, this man, very intelligent. The way he's communicating with me, I do not get the feeling he's connected to your family whatsoever. This is the chap here who passed away, and he had something wrong with his chest. There was some, it's almost like breathing something in, and something happened to it. Something happened to it. I got all this chest area. He is saying to me here, and it's interesting here, would you understand here that you need to be pushed, you need to be challenged, and that you need to really think big about where you're going when your career life here? And you've got choices in your plan here. By the time you get through to around April, May time, you've got big decisions to make about career and personal life and what's important to you. Because a big job will be coming in around you around that time. It really challenges you, but it's exciting. It's almost like, oh my God, where'd you get opportunities like these? They don't come out often. So this is going to be important here. And I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for you. Awesome opportunity. And your numerology here is a 246. The 6 here says you want to work in an environment which is great. It's brilliant. It's fun. It feels like connects people. It works in an environment where you're communicating, you feel like everything is being arranged, it's structured, it's almost like this is purposeful, it has an organization to it that you can relate to, and it's going to come in fairly quickly. But you're going to be asking people around this, you ask, look, what's out there, and people are going to say to me, are you sure you want to ask these questions? This is what Spirit World is saying to me. Are you sure you want to ask these questions? Because this guy's around me here saying you're going to have a very, very dynamic year. But what an amazing guy this is in the Spirit World. He's around you, and he is amazing. He's saying to me here, you're going to have an awesome, awesome year, bigger than what you would expect. And I think that you'll be super happy with your work. But then it clashes a little bit with other things going on in your life and what's going to be more important to you. And that's some of the decisions that you'll make a little bit later on. But I think you'll have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous time. And I think that will put things in perspective for you. Yes. What would you like to say there?
I do feel as though with you, it's either just happened or may just be around. Would you understand perhaps you've had a bit of a sort of climax around you, or you've been a bit, there's been a bit of a heated sort of discussion or decision around you? I really feel that. What's really important is to be quite open now and listen to sort of how you feel. It's a time for you to really release negativity around you. That's what I want to say to you, because if you do that, it will help you focus on the things that matter going into 2021. What I do want to say is, you know, any hard work from this year, but also going into 2021, I saw daffodils. Whenever I see daffodils, I know it's around spring. So it's funny when Phil said that, I was like, okay, yeah, I connect with that. I see daffodils. Your hard work will pay off, you know, but you're really important to be able to balance your emotions when you have a wobble, and to just not let your Gemini sort of trait of kind of overthinking take over. Really important for you. If you can be open, listen to what you really want coming into spring, be very clear of keeping negativity and clearing. You've got a win-win outcome. Things look really exciting. So I think that's linked to the spring that Phil mentioned, because you've got a win-win outcome.
Fabulous. And your cards here, you've got the Page of Wands. Keep positive. Keep looking positive. The people you're going to meet in the early part of next year, especially around that February, March time, whoa, fabulous. And it will put you into a brilliant position. You'll love the job you're going into. You're thinking, my God, we've just come out of the most oddest of times. Last time we were in a period like this was around 1918, at the end of the First World War, where this pandemic was concerned. And now we're in this again, God, well, almost 100 years later. And but you're going to come in through next year very, very different. Very different. Now, Deborah says here, producer says, if you have a reading site, if you had a reading site, please put a comment in the Cafe Clairvoyance group. So if you haven't joined the group, please do so. Put a comment in there to enter the prize draw for a 30-minute reading with me. So, Brilliant. Taz, we come to the show. Some of you there, Audrey, lovely to see you there. You put your details there. We'll put you in for the next reading, which is coming up on, yes, becoming the pro best reading for you. I'd imagine is going to be Wednesday. If not, it'll be Friday next week. And I'm joined on Tuesday. In fact, if you want to, you may like this as well. You guys, watch this, guys, here. On Tuesday morning, I'm joined by a fabulous chap called Sammy Hammy. He's German. And he's what can I say? He's an amazing guy. He's a musical director. He's done musicals for theatre and play. He's also done music for the Eurovision Song Contest for Germany, by the way, not England, because we keep getting nil point. Anyway, and he's done lots of theatre work, production work, and he's an amazing guy. We had him on in April, earlier on this year, and the lines went berserk because we were doing mini readings and he was playing a tune for your mini reading. So please join us then. And that's going to be on Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock Spain time. It'll be 10 a.m. UK. And whatever time it is around you guys there. So, and if you don't get the chance to watch it live, you can also watch the replay either on YouTube or on Facebook. And guys, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. To Zoe, thank you very much. Will do, thank you very much. That's great. And Cheryl says thanks all. And like I say, Taz, thank you very much for joining us here. And have a fabulous weekend. For all of us down here, please send our love to everyone up there, and to you guys, your family. Have a lovely weekend. It's always lovely to do a show, and yes, we'll be back on. Thank you very much, Jordan, Phil, and Taz tonight. Back on Tuesday morning. Yes, we're back on Tuesday morning. And Deanne says, thank you, Phil and Taz. The show has helped me usher through this wacko year. That's brilliant. Yes, brilliant. Okay, alrighty. So, guys, have a fantastic evening. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you very soon. And thank you so much, Taz. Loads of love.
Yeah, love.
Veggie burgers. Anyway, good night, guys. See you soon. Loads of love.